Hey guys, we are here at the Powerless After Show on AFTERBUZZ TV. Today we are talking about Teddy and the Green Girl, Emily versus Van. And does Jackie have a little crush? We'll get into it right after this.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Hey guys! This is the classic rocker. Because Teddy's clearly not satisfied with Hannah, which is stupid. Hannah seems like a real catch. Get it together, Teddy. This is the Powerless After Show on AFTERBUZZ. I'm Joelle Monique. You can find me all over the internet at Joelle Monique, and this is my beautiful panel.
What's up, guys? I'm Alex Suarez. You can find me all over the internet at Real Alex Suarez.
Hey guys, I'm Chae Jones. You can find me at Real Chae Jones on Twitter and Instagram.
Hey guys, I'm Lacretia Lyon. You can always find me at LACRETIALYON anywhere on the internet since there is only one.
It's the first time I've had like the full panel.
I know.
It's been a while.
It is good for us all to be back here. I feel good. I'm excited. This is one of my favorite episodes in a really long time. How did you guys feel about this one?
Yeah, definitely. Right off the bat with the whole Teddy getting blown off of the that I laughed so hard I didn't expect it coming, a spontaneously eruption with laughter. No, this is definitely overall with character arcs, within just explorations, it was definitely my favorite episode.
Yeah, to me, this show just keeps getting better. I think they're finally hitting their strides, and I really like Green Fury because I love Natalie Morales,
Hell
and
yeah.
so it's cute little intro for her, and I like Teddy's crush on her. That's really cute.
My favorite part was like when Teddy goes over, and then Ron's like, "My boy," and it's just that's such a like not even before. That's such a black thing to do. So like, it's not to be like anyhow, but it's like seriously like a black thing to do. You're just like, "My boy."
It's super
like,
Californian too.
It'd be really weird if I was like, "My boy." It's like sounds like my son just went over.
Oh man, yeah. I was also shocked at the top of this episode. Watching Teddy go over, I think it would happen to him, but it was shocking when we weren't expecting it. I loved Green Fury's costume, and her look was really cool. I was excited about that. Also, so many female superheroes on this show, which is always really, really great. Once again, we talk about every week how this show touches on real life office inner politics. Mm-hmm. For them to go from Teddy almost dying to falling in love with a new girl to the death situation,
yes.
where it's like, I'm actually the senior vice president. Oh, but I need my parking validated. Has anyone else run into these issues at the office?
I've never worked in an office.
Oh yeah, you know, I've never worked there for very long because I'm very Peter Gibbons in Office Space. I'm always gonna screw stuff up. But yeah, I mean, it is hard being a woman in the workplace. I mean, my mom, who's like the head of her department, even still has to answer the freaking phones.
Mm-hmm. I do the opposite. Yeah. Sometimes I like to, like when I was younger, I like to pretend that I worked there when I didn't. And so I would go to like, I remember one time my mom used to go to dance class or whatever, and I was like in high school and I'd pretend like I knew what things were going on. So people would come to me like, "Hi, are you guys doing it here for the salsa class? That's right down here." You know what I mean? So I don't know. But I don't know, I've never worked in an office space before.
So I currently work in an office space, and we have an open office floor plan. So our presidents do sit right next to, they sit across from the coordinators. The heads of like producing a documentary are intermixed with like rando receptionists. Like, and it's not, our office is laid out pretty well, so you can kind of tell like which are the important desks and which ones are just, you know, the average nobodies. But I did think that it was nice to commentate on the fact that they can be confusing. Open offices are nice because, you know, you have access to everybody, but it can also be a struggle when people who don't know the layout are like, "Can you give me directions?" And you're like, "I kind of am in the middle of something really important, but okay, sure, take the time."
Well, I think in any job, any you know, organized workplace, there has to be a chain of command, and there has to be like staples and what makes that chain of command a chain, and one of which is an office. You know, if you have a nice office, you must be pretty high up.
Yeah.
And it makes you feel like, I would feel very inferior if I was a senior vice president and I was still in a cubicle. Then I'd be like, well, what's the difference between me and you, and how are my employees going to respect me? And with all of this, especially with Emily, who's been trying so hard to gain that respect, which is why she's pushing so hard for the desk. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. And two, I mean, again, going back to the way my mom's set up, because she works in Texas and New Hampshire, the New Hampshire office is open. But Texas, you have your own office and things like that. And one of them performs better, and it is the having your own office. So, yeah.
Absolutely. I want to go to your earlier point, Lacretia, of women working in the office and how challenging they can be. I appreciate that they show the way Emily has to ask for things. Even before she gets into her ego in this whole game with Van, she's like, asking for an office, which should be a very simple thing, especially if there's a readily available space. She has to be very polite and very on her P's and Q's in order to get a positive response from Van. And I think that we don't get to see that a lot. A lot of times we see like these high-powered women just kind of do whatever they want on TV, which is empowering and cool to see that, but it's also nice to see the other side of, you know, how sometimes you got to put on your feminine charm to get the right kind of response.
It's interesting that you mentioned that. Van is not susceptible to any feminine charm.
No.
Nope.
Right? I think about it. He's had not a single moment of weakness in the feminine charm category.
And that's why I kind of like the character of Van, because he is so clearly asexual, and we don't get to see that a lot.
That's true.
Because,
He's
he's
completely
just
asexual.
not unfazed by any of the feminine charm, or even, you know, Ron and Teddy are pretty charming, and he's not some of that. Yeah.
He's very in love with the idea of power. I also like, for someone who's so in love with the idea of power, that he created a Hell's Gate room for the one time he saw a spider, which I could readily identify with. I was like, I would also like to close doors and never. If I was rich and I could just do that, I'd be like,
Burn it down.
We never go in this room now. I saw a spider in there once. I can't.
Yeah, my brother's a giant pussy. He once punched a hole in the wall over a spider. He was trying to kill it.
He's a pussy. He my brother punched a hole in the wall. He saw spider. He missed. He broke wall.
Yeah, it's like,
What a
this is a
wuss.
spider.
One of my favorite.
It wasn't a really strong wall.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of my favorite insights into Van's episode is when he says, and then she'll be the one high-fiving Bruce Wayne in the middle of a threesome. And I was like, I don't even know if you'd for sure be enjoying that.
Devil's threesome.
Who wants to have a threesome with their cousin? Like, we all want to have a threesome with Batman because it's
Yeah.
Batman.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I'll
Bruce
take one with
That
Olympian
girl.
right now.
I don't know.
Because
If your cousin
the shirt
is
was off,
Batman.
and it was just like I actually was really funny. He was trying to get Green Fairy's attention, yet he got Olympians, and that was just like we're all surprised. Actually, we're just like, ooh, we didn't think we were gonna see him again.
I was
And
glad to have
what's your
Olympian
face
back.
for? Wait a second.
This three-way topic got like way out.
Who would we think is the other one for Van? So he's got his cousin, Batman. Who else would he pick since he's asexual?
That is
It's
a
a
good question.
we know
I
it's
know.
a woman.
Well, is it? I feel like it might
Hey.
be Robin because he was really excited to put that Robin costume on a couple of weeks ago
But
and be
he's-
Batman's Robin.
well, I guess he could be bisexual, but we know from the show
No.
that he is at least partially straight because he was going after a woman.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know, maybe some sort of superheroine, Supergirl,
Catgirl.
Catwoman.
Yeah.
Bring in the Catwoman. I love it. I wanted to ask you guys, what did you think of Emily's office? Because I really like
When she did it?
Did you guys
Yeah.
catch the interior design?
I
It
wish
was
we had a
so
little more
cute.
detail. Yeah.
Like she had tulips, like to brighten it up and make it actually seem like, and it fits her personality. It's all bright
She
and
did a lot of work
cheery.
in a day, is all I'm saying.
Yeah. I love the little pop of yellow.
Yes, on the lamp. It was so nice.
Yeah, but we got to see a lot of Van's office. We got to see like
Yeah.
every individual trophy, but we didn't get to see too much of Emily's office in it. Like what she
No.
stacks, you know? Not since like the first episode where they had kind of going through her and her dad and seeing that kind of stuff, and we haven't really had a moment with her like that lately. So I'm hoping we get one of those.
Yeah, I liked it. I hope we get to see the space again. I'm glad that they brought up Emily's ego in this episode because she's always coming down on Van about how he needs to adjust and change. And while Van is obviously self-absorbed and it's a problem, I feel like Emily is also... She doesn't quite listen when people are like, hey, maybe don't do that. Emily's like, I can do whatever I want and I'm going full charge. So it's glad in this episode we addressed that she also has an ego. And then we got to see her play that super dope Green Arrow game, which was everything, and I think everybody wants a copy.
I do.
I know. I really want that, and I love that they used some of the newer artwork for Merlin to where it looks more like John Barrowman. I like that. And then there was Deathstroke, China White, the Calculator, and I think it was Deadshot at the top. It was kind of hard to tell because it's not really some artwork I was familiar
I do
with.
believe
Yeah.
it's Deadshot.
Yeah, that's what I thought. It was-
At first glance, I was like Bullseye. I'm like, wait, no, wrong
Yeah,
universe.
wrong
What's going on?
universe.
I wanted to ask you guys who would be on your wheel if there were interchangeable like pieces to put on the wheel.
Of
Who would you like to take a
superheroes?
shot at? Well, we're villains. Who would you like to take a shot at with your Green Arrow?
Look, you know me. You know how I feel about Superman and how he's kind of lame compared to everybody else. I'm
Why is-
more
hold
of
on,
a
wait.
villain person, so I put Superman definitely on my
Hell
wheel to
yeah.
So let me see it. Wait, I'm
Oh,
confused.
get
No,
out.
wait, because I'm confused. This one is why is Superman a villain?
He's not a villain. She
No,
said she
Oh,
likes being a
I
villain.
like villains
Oh,
more,
okay.
so-
But then wait, okay. My question is why is Superman not like in high esteem for
Because
you?
he's boring.
Yeah,
Shut up.
that is it.
'Cause
He's
he's
He's a
boring.
Boy
Yeah.
Scout.
You know, well, and I like a Ray Palmer type Boy Scout, but to me, Superman, he also only has sort of one weakness, and he's not really, say, to me, as developed or, it has as much depth as say like
We enjoy
Bruce Wayne as
characters
Batman.
because they're
yeah.
messy.
Yeah, exactly.
Superman's not messy.
Yeah, he's just very dull.
For me, even though I jump out of the DC world, I want Storm. I want Jean Grey. I want Xavier. I
You want to kill all these people?
Yeah.
No, I just want them on my board.
That's target practice.
Oh, then villain wise, I want Mr. Freeze, the Joker, but I want Jared Leto version because he's just hot.
I would
just want him
definitely
on there.
shoot him in the face.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
I was like, Heath Ledger.
Okay, hold on.
Standee
Before we get
version
on
of
Suicide
Jared-
Squad, they won an Oscar. Leave it alone. We're done.
We're never gonna call it the Oscar nominated or winning.
They
movie.
won.
It won't happen.
Anyway,
Chae, I need you to not right now.
but I'm the only one in the room who liked it. Fine, I don't care.
Who's on your board, Alex?
Villain wise?
Yes.
Let's go big here. Let's go Darkseid.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
Because he is a crazy person.
Oh, I was like, who's Darkseid?
Let's go Hades.
Okay.
A little bit of fun. I like his character. I like his character design. He's got some
He's got a
really
good
cool look.
personality.
Yeah, he's fun. And we could throw a couple things like good old classic Mr. Freeze. Gotta love that. Can't get rid of that. And final, maybe we'll drift over to the Marvel universe for a second, and we can do someone like jump on the Loki train or something cool
Oh,
like
yeah.
that. You know
Oh,
what I
yeah,
mean?
but I like Loki.
I know, Loki's
Magneto,
cool.
Mr. Freeze, just because he's awesome, but also just so twisted. The Riddler, because I think that if I was a hero, I'd be annoyed with his riddles all the time. I'd be like, give it up, man.
Is there somebody has said that, right? Give it up, man.
Yeah,
I feel like somebody has
definitely.
said that before.
And the question, because I also feel like he or she, depending on which question you're following, would get on my nerves at some point. Be like, bro, the conspiracy theories need to stop. It's too much.
It's like a Richard Bell.
It's too much. Let's see. Yeah, so we talked about Olympian returning. Oh, Evil Van from back in the day when the other woman won.
He did that croissant. Oh my
with
god.
the goatee and the suit. Was that giving anybody else life? I would like to see more from that period of Van. More evil goatee Van. It just makes sense.
I love the goatee. And
Yeah.
I just love how Alan plays Van. Just where you love him even though you despise him.
True. Like I like because of the person who's playing Van, I actually enjoy Van, but like that goatee, I was just like, you look like a pimp. Please shave. An evil one at that, like eating your little croissant as this girl's like crying, leaving his office.
So after Van wins, it's really easy to please Van. Like, it is just beyond easy to get him. Like, new chairs, scones. Like, I feel like I would have taken the L every time with Van if I get that kind of treatment in the morning.
Yeah.
Okay, question, because this question in the chat actually is fun. Star Drew says, and how many in the panel doesn't like to lose to anyone?
I'm not that person. I'm not. I like to compete. I don't need to win, though. I find that.
Yeah,
Isn't that draining? Isn't all that energy of, like, I have to win? Like, isn't
No,
that
I
just
don't have to
exhausting?
win. I don't lose.
Yeah,
Okay.
to me,
No,
all
I'm kidding.
right.
No,
if
no.
it's important to me, I will fight to the death for
Yes,
it.
absolutely.
But if it's not, I'm just like, yeah, you know what, it's fine. Like when I play, I'm a terrible bowler, but I love bowling, so I never win.
See, I'm a
It's fun.
terrible
Yeah.
bowler, and I will do
Yeah.
everything I can
Yeah.
to win anyway.
I'm the opposite because like I wanna like it's like she said, if it's important to me, I'm gonna do everything in my power to like make sure I come out as number one. However, if I don't care, I just don't care, and I'm just gonna have fun about it. But if
Yeah.
I care, then I'm gonna get competitive.
Well, now here's the
I'm gonna
difference. At the expense of somebody else's ego or something like that, like or at the expense of somebody else's feelings, then it's not worth winning. You know what I mean? Like if you know that you can beat the person, but for a specific whatever reason, like something like this, like with Van, when if you beat him, fire is gonna rain down upon you all. Then whoop them, let them win in the end, and then just kind of shake it off and say, hey, I whooped him anyway, and everyone's happy. Now, going on after that, when she actually did win, or she actually lost, Van actually won, and they ended up getting all, and then she still got upset about that. That I was like, oh no, your ego's getting too much in the way.
Because that's the thing is they're so much alike. It's almost like how I was saying is he's sort of the millennial baby boomer debate and how we're all so frustrated with one another, but we're kind of the same. And we like to win. We don't like being called a loser. We're the participation trophy of people, and we're kind of the same. Yeah.
I can admit, if I was Emily, I would have been upset during that game because I'm just like, dude, you talking too much, and like that's and like seriously, like I would have did what Emily did. I would have started kicking your butt because at that point, I'm annoyed, and when I'm pissed, like I'm just like I'm not gonna let you win for how mad I am right now because you can't close this. I know you're winning, that's fine, but I need you to close this. and like win graciously.
Well, we know how to get into Chae's head if we ever go bowling.
Exactly.
I'm a good bowler, thank you
talk,
very much.
talk a lot of smack into her
He's
head.
got a trash talker. I love
I'm
it.
a great bowler, thank you very much.
See,
Don't slip on me.
my brother used to beat me with a controller every time I wanted SmackDown or GoldenEye, but I still would beat him even if I was gonna get smacked with a controller.
Got to
'Cause
take
it
some
felt
defensive
good.
positions
Yeah,
there.
you're like,
Get a pillow and final shot.
Yeah.
And then,
Oh my god, I love it. I want to talk to you guys too a little bit about. Okay, so just to wrap that storyline up, Van is basically at the end. He like realizes that he's not always winning, but he wins enough. Like I feel like he got his privilege checks a little bit, and he was like, "Man, I'm still pretty good." Then Teddy is back to his craziness with Green. Oh my
Fury.
gosh,
Green Fury.
Thank you. He's shining a very bright light in the sky. I thought a plane was going to come down.
I
honestly
thought that's where the
it was
joke
gonna
was
come
going,
down.
though.
I thought it was
Are
over.
you sure it's a good idea to spotlight that? Pew! I thought that's where we're now.
Like we're gonna land right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was glad that that's kind of not where they went. They're kind of smoked up. He runs into her a little bit later and totally bonds with Hannah. How do you guys feel about Hannah? Is this a good girlfriend for Teddy? Did Teddy mess this up?
Yes,
You
but
don't really know her though.
But she seems like a cool chick.
she's like you're lucky, like 'cause she called him out, like you're gonna have you fix your BS mode.
Yeah.
But like she was like, you lucky you're cute, and I'm like, that's somebody you want to keep around. Like she'll forgive you a little bit. Like maybe if you do it once, like so no one has to do it again. But like, oh no, we're not together. I'm out. Deuces.
Okay, as the only guy on the panel.
Okay,
All right.
wait, let's see.
No, I think it's hilarious. Okay, so it's like you have this super unattainable woman that you're like, nah, I don't want anybody else. I just want her. And so your friends are like, bro, just settle for reality, man. Just go on a date with her. She's a nice girl. And you go on a date and you're like, nah, I want her. But until that woman comes up, it's like you're settling, but you're okay with settling until you might have a shot with that other woman. So it's like this weird dilemma that I really like that they explored on a superhero level.
Yeah, I really like that too. It was a good little analogy to people who may be dating like athletes or celebrities and stuff like that. Because it does happen. They do date normal people. I know they said that superheroes don't, but I actually almost thought that she was going to turn out to be Hannah.
I did too.
I did too.
I thought of
Yeah.
that a little bit, but it was cute because I'm sorry, ladies. Sometimes he just isn't that into you.
No, what I actually liked about that, it seemed like Green Fury was kind of interested in Teddy too a little bit. Like at that moment, you were just like, okay, wait a second, because you wouldn't have asked if you didn't care.
Oh yeah.
So you kind of care a little bit if he was on a date, which I found was very interesting for Green Fury's character.
I hope that she comes. I mean, I feel like you're not going to hire an actress like that and not have her come back at least once more.
She was slated for, I think, 3 episodes.
Yeah.
at
Well, they
least.
need someone to fill
Yeah.
Crimson Shoes' position. And I'm finally really interested in Teddy's life outside of the place. You know what I mean?
See,
So-
I love Danny Pooney, so I was glad he finally has a really good story.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's kind of funny because Natalie Morales was with Aziz Ansari, so she has a type.
Yeah.
And on that show, it's like, yeah, she was on Parks and Rec with him.
Yeah, I really enjoyed this storyline. I'm hoping that it continues because it's really fascinating. And I want to know what dating in the superhero world is like. Like, do they have special like bars they go to where they can just be themselves, or are they out of costume?
I was
Like-
wondering the
alien
same
bar on
thing.
Supergirl?
Exactly,
Or,
exactly.
or like Flash has where all the gangs
Starlight,
of villains always
yeah.
hang out. You know what I mean? The animated series, they always had like a bar that they would always be at, and Flash would come in and start knocking people for information. They're all super villains.
amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing. So I would love to see that side of it. But yeah, that's essentially this episode. Any final thoughts?
Their Green Fury and Teddy will get together somehow.
Predictions.
I think so,
That's my
yeah.
prediction. That's my only
Can
thought.
we get a prediction?
Buzz
Yeah.
TV Predictions.
There we are. Yeah, I also think that's definitely going to happen. I also think, as I mentioned at the top of the show, I think Jackie has some feelings for Van that maybe go beyond the secretary-boss relationship. She is always the first to go to bat for him. I'm kind of looking at her sideways. Maybe not. I could be reading the situation wrong. But I always
She's
say that with
protective
your
of him,
feelings.
but
Yeah.
I've never seen anything more than
Romantic.
Just, yeah.
Yeah, me
no, I
either.
don't know
We'll
about
see,
anything.
guys.
I'd
We'll see.
be
Yeah.
weirded out.
I
a little
actually
bit.
will, because like that's like basically like Jackie's been his mother.
Mom, yeah.
So like at that point, I'm like, I don't want it to like, cause I kind of just see her as it's like this mom to Van, cause he actually needs it. So
he
if
does
like
need actual like platonic love in his life.
yeah, he does.
I think it'd be funnier if what's her name with the curly hair?
Oh, Wendy.
Wendy and him got together would be fun.
Oh yeah, like
that.
he said, like I told him kiss me, and he said it's against company policy, pussy.
Yeah.
I was just like, I love Wendy.
Gotta love her. She's great. Any other final predictions?
I'm good.
We're
All
great.
right. Well, if you guys are enjoying the show, we want to encourage you, of course, to head over to iTunes and leave us a message. Let us know what you think. Give us 5 stars. It helps our producers let us know that you're watching the show and that you're enjoying what you're seeing. If you're watching us live on the YouTubes, thumbs up, comment. Thank you guys who are in the live chat. We always appreciate your comments and thoughts and suggestions. Join us next week, right back here. Same bat channel, same bat time, with no Batman. But Van's here, and he's just charming and wonderful and adorable. Until that time, I have been Joelle Monique. You can find me all over the internet at Joelle Monique, and this is the best panel ever.
I'm Alex Suarez. You guys can find me all over the internet at Real Alex Suarez.
Hey guys, I'm Chae Jones. You can find me at Real Chae Jones on Twitter and Instagram.
Hey guys, since I'm Lacretia Lyon, you can always find me at LACRETIALYON anywhere on the internet, since there is only one.
Thank you guys so much. See you next week.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
See you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.